Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Greg Marshall. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to get more out of your marketing and sales process when you're running paid traffic, when you're going after leads, lead generation. The common question that I get often is like, essentially, how do I make more money from what I'm doing? And here's a couple statistics. So I want to go ahead and share some things with you because the key is you have to have strong follow-up and you got to be consistent with it. And this is the part that I find a lot of people are a little bit kind of squeamish about is they don't really want to focus on follow-up because they're really afraid of feeling like they're a pest or that they're pestering people. And here's the thing that you need to think about is the art of following up has nothing to do with just continuously asking, hey, are you ready to buy it? Are you ready to buy it? Are you ready to buy it? Which that is that is annoying. That is pestering. But what you do want to focus on is being very, very strategic about how you follow up. And if you lead first with value, so you're giving them some kind of tip like, hey, I thought about you the other day. I thought about your problem that you were encountering, and here's a solution to solve that problem, right? If you did that, that would actually be a form of follow-up, but it doesn't feel anywhere near as annoying as it feels when, people are like, hey, you do want to just buy from me? Are you ready to buy? Is it time to buy now? And that's exactly what everyone's afraid of, is to be perceived as that. Okay, so here's a stat. I wrote down a couple stats that I wanted to share with you. 80% of sales require at least 5 follow-ups before someone purchases. So what does that mean? Essentially what that means is if you're not following up with people, you're not going to get the sales that you want. And if you don't follow up, and let's say you only follow up one time, but on average it takes at least 5, then you're essentially missing out on most of your sales. And that is due to you feeling concerned about how you are being perceived. And that is because you're getting in your own head as far as not wanting to take the activity because, yes, it does feel a little bit uncomfortable to do a little bit of follow-up. But that's where you have to detach your personal value and your self-esteem away from the follow-up. Just because someone tells you no does not mean that you are bad or whatever it is that you're offering is bad. All that really means is they're not interested in what you have to offer. But most of the time, if you do a really good job, even if you're a great salesperson, there still is follow-up required in order for them to move forward. So here's another stat. On average, it takes at least 6 to 8 touches minimum before someone does anything, whether that's your ad, your sales pitch, your proposal. And so what that means is most people are not spending enough time on that part of the follow-up and sales process. And that's where all the money's made. The money's not going to be made on, let me just reach as many people as possible one time. That is not the way to do it because that's not only the most expensive, but it's the most ineffective. People will not remember what they saw just 10 minutes ago, let alone they see you one time and then you move on and go to the next person. So that's why frequency does matter when it comes to selling. And it matters even more the higher priced you are. Because the more that you want them to spend money with you, the more that you need to essentially sell them on the trust, why they should trust you, what they should expect, why they should go with you instead of someone else. And so you really have to focus and pay attention on that to get the results that you're looking for. If you want more sales, more revenue, you have to kind of dig deep inside and tell yourself, yes, I'm willing to do the work in order to get the sale, right? The sale is there to be made and it's there for you. It's just a matter, are you willing to do the follow-up? Another stat, the best time to follow up with leads, okay, is as fast as possible. As soon as they fill out the forms, as soon as they send you something, as soon as they show any interest whatsoever, you need to follow up. Because if you don't follow up, there is statistics out there that basically say if you take a really long time to follow up, your chances of closing diminish over that time. So let's say you get a lead today. If you wait till tomorrow or next month to reach out to that lead, they've already moved on to someone else that can fulfill what they need right now, because we live in the world where people need things immediately. They do not want to wait. They do not want to see what else is out there. They want to know, I have a problem now. I want it solved. Who will actually answer the phone and start the sales process with me, right? So that's the next thing. Another statistic by having persistent and consistent follow-up, you can lift your conversion rates up to 10% just by being consistent and persistent. So that means not even being good, just being willing to feel uncomfortable more than your competitors or your competition. And so really focus on, if I follow up and I just keep, reaching out and finding creative ways to talk to my prospect, you'll have a much higher opportunity to close those leads and get more sales. And so the next thing is, if you send at least one follow-up email, it can increase reply rates by over 30%. And so by sending email, by sending text messages, by making sure that you're demonstrating effort, because another thing customers do is they will test you out to see, do you do what you say you're going to do? And if you're someone that's like, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and you never follow up, or it's very sloppy follow up, or it's not very, well planned, well thought out, valuable, then they're not going to have any interest in working with you. And that's their test to go, well, see, maybe I shouldn't have, I made the right decision. I didn't work with that person because they didn't follow up with everything that they said they were going to do. And so the next thing is keeping things organized when you follow up. So it's very effective to use a CRM system where you can keep notes, keep track of things. You could even use a spreadsheet if you want, but when you do the follow-up, you have to make sure that you're tracking how many times you followed up, what you said, what stage they're in, and you just keep kind of peering through that. If you try to speed through and just go, oh, they didn't want to buy, next, they didn't want to buy, next, and you're not keeping things organized, number one, that's going to demonstrate that you have no clue what you're doing and that you're not a professional. Number two, that's just also going to communicate that you're not really in it to help people, you're really in it to get a commission, and that's it. And people, there's nothing that people don't like more when it comes in a sales situation than feeling like they're the prey, like they're the person that's going to get, closed, or you're just only after the commission. And so because of that, make sure that you are not just hitting people up once and then moving on, never showing any value, never following up. And so with that being said, the key to follow up, provide value, right? So reach out, provide value, make sure that you're reaching out, in a good cadence where it's consistent so people are used to seeing you. Utilize retargeting ads to be able to stay in front of your customers, but make sure those retargeting ads are something of value. And then, of course, when you're emailing or text messaging, trying to keep it light, not overly desperate, but showing that you really want to be able to provide value, give them what they need, and here's a demonstration of what it's like to work with you. And if you have that mentality when you're doing follow-up and doing the sales process, you're going to be able to see a significant improvement in your conversion rates, how many more customers say yes to you, and most importantly, you're going to feel a whole lot better because you know that you're taking the steps that everyone else is not willing to take. So with that being said, if you ever have any questions, leave a comment below. Visit our website, fituremarketing.com, Fiture marketing.com. I'll also have that link in the description. And if you ever need to book a call, you need help with your sales funnels, sales training, or anything that has to do with how to get more leads and sales and combine them together, go ahead and click our link, visit our website, and we'll talk to you guys later.